I'm Shauna Joseph. I know you see Nicole's name here. She was gracious enough to let us use her Zoom. Um, so welcome. If you guys don't know me, I have been with Plexus for over 3 years. I am a senior Ruby and I am so passionate about what I do, but I never imagined that I would have a passion around this ever. I would have been like sales. No, not me. And I would have been like health and wellness. Have you seen me? Like never my thing. And I want you all to know that if you're here and you're doubting that, if you're here and you're wondering if there's passion, that it can be stirred up, I want you to know that you're here because you want more. There's no other reason you would show up to a call like this unless you're here to just like watch what Plexus does. It's because you want more. And because you want more, you're ready to do the work. So that's what we're going to do today. But before we do that, I always want to just start off with some prayer. So I work this business with Jesus. If you don't, that's okay. I'm still going to pray blessing over you and your business and the time we're about to spend together. And then we will get started. Okay. God, I want to thank you so much for this time. I want to thank you so much for the people who have allotted time to spend some time together to work and to change people's lives. I thank you, Lord God, for every single life we're about to touch. I thank you for the lives that we've already touched. And I pray in Jesus' name that you will use us as a vehicle for blessings for many people, that even today we will reach out and we will bless someone, someone who doesn't feel seen, someone who doesn't feel hope, someone who thinks that this is just the way it's going to have to be. And I pray, Lord God, that you use us to speak life and lead so many people to a new way of living. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, friends. Oh, more people are popping on. Okay, so I like to start my day with gratitude, okay? Being grateful. And I'm going to do this in a little bit of a different way than I normally would. I normally, every morning, list out 5 gratitudes, and I list out 5 things, affirmations, declaring goodness over my life and trying to come up with ideas on how to do the things that will help me get to my goals. So I encourage everyone to do that. But right now, I want you to have gratitude for your own Plexus story. Okay, so drop it in the chat. I want you to complete this sentence. All right. Before Plexus, I struggled with blank. Okay, that is to talk about, remember what it was like to struggle. All right. So I will say fast food addiction, double stuffed Oreo addiction. All right. Like out of control. I want you to list 1 to 3 things, and I want you guys dropping it in the chat. So let's be grateful for our own stories. All right. Okay. Constant PMS. Hannah, thank you for sharing that. Extreme fatigue and no energy. Energy, mood, and weight gain. Thank you, guys. Before Plexus, I struggled with social media comparison, body. Oh my goodness, I can't say that word, but dysmorphology. I'm okay. Now I can't keep up. Fibromyalgia, depression, Mountain Dew addiction, heel pain, weight gain, back pain. You guys, financial stress, daily naps. Hi, I did that. Sweet tea addiction, asthma. Okay, you guys have to look at the chat because it's blowing up. Whoa. Now I want you to think about what that felt like. What did that feel like? And did you think that that ever was going to change? I thought that was just how life was going to be. All right. So before Plexus, I struggled with. You're welcome. That is going to be your post today. All right. So put that to the side. That will be your post. If you'd like to see, I shared with you guys that I had a fast food addiction, and I shared that I had an Oreo addiction. It was double stuffed Oreos, like the whole row of Oreos, you guys, while my kids were asleep and couldn't catch me. I am not even joking. I know it's funny, but I would do that. Okay. So if you would like to, I'm on Instagram, @ whatever, smiling Shauna, one word. Check out my stories. You can see what I did with that on my stories. I haven't put a post up about it, but you can do that too. But feel free to check out my stories and see what I did. All right. The picture was literally a picture of me as I was preparing for this call last night, right in this spot, going like this. Okay. So you guys don't overcomplicate it. All right. So that's your post. Now that you're grateful for the journey that you've had since then, think about how life would be if that person never told you about Plexus. Because that is something that I am so grateful for. The person who told me about Plexus is Jen McCabe, and she told me about Plexus and posted about Plexus all the time, and I just ignored her for like 3 years, you guys. But I'm glad that she never stopped sharing. And then when the opportune time came, when I was ripe and ready and hoping for change, she shared again. And that's why I'm here today. If I would be 40 pounds heavier, I would still be eating all the Oreos. I would be napping all the time. My thyroid would be a wreck. I would not have the confidence. I would not have belief in myself like I do today. Like, so much of my life would be different if she hadn't kept sharing. Okay. All right. So it's almost time to get into action. We're going to do the scariest part first. Jessica always teaches us this, do the scariest part first, and that's the reach outs and the invites. Okay. So we're about to do that. Is anyone scared? I'm always scared with reach outs. I'm scared right now talking to you all. So this is like double scared. Okay. But that happens to everyone. I don't care if you're a diamond or a silver, or you've done 20 reach outs a day for the last month. It is still scary because we worry about what people are going to think, right? So before we get into that action, I want to remind you of a story. Moses was a huge, amazing leader, but he, when told to go and do something scary, he immediately had the excuses, right? But I'm slow to speech. I have a stutter. Like, you want me to go talk to the Pharaoh? Really? You want me to be the one to lead? So he had all these excuses, and they all pointed to, but me, but what about me? Okay. So I'm going to share my screen, and I want you guys to watch a little clip, and I want you to think about that. Think about the excuses that you have. And I hope you can see this. I think you can. Yeah.
The Lord said, did I ask? Who gave human beings their mouth? Did I ask? Who makes them deaf or mute? Did I ask? You keep telling me what you're not, but I didn't ask you that. You keep telling me what you can't, but I didn't ask you that. So don't say I'm just single. Don't say I'm just young. Don't say I'm too old.
We lost volume, Shauna.
Come here.
Sorry, could you guys see?
We can see, we just can't hear anything right now.
Oh, okay.
Make sure you click the box at the bottom that says share the volume. When you share your video, at the bottom you'll see 2 little boxes. Make sure you share the best volume and the best picture.
Maybe we'll just skip this part for now, you guys, so that I don't want to mess around with something that's not working. Did you guys hear any of it?
Just the first part.
Okay.
I didn't ask.
Okay. I will send you guys the link for this when we post the recording of this call, and I want you to watch it. Okay. I think it's super powerful, and I feel like it's very important that we know that we are equipped for whatever God calls us to do. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know that, because I was just watching it and getting into it. All right. So another thing I want you guys to think about is there's a song by Lauren Daigle called Rescue. Okay. It is an amazing song. And the first time I heard of it, the first time I listened to the song, I thought it gave me so much perspective. So let me look up the lyrics right now, because I closed it out on my screen. Rescue, Lauren Daigle. All right, I'm going to read to you guys the lyrics, And I want you to think about this, okay? People are out there hopeless. People are out there thinking that they have no answers and that no one sees them and no one understands how they feel. And this is God speaking to these people. You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you've been broken, your innocence stolen, I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you. In the middle of the darkest night, it's true, I will rescue you. This song, when I heard it, he said, I will send out an army, and I felt him speak to me and say, you are the army. What will they do if you don't listen to me? What will they do if I send out the army to show them that there is hope and you don't move? The shift of mindset from this is about me, what will they think, changes so much. God's sending me to go give them hope and help. If they say no, you know what? I still did my part. And if they laugh at me, they laugh at me. If they think I'm silly, but guess what, you guys? Me reaching out to them is likely now that they're going to quietly, secretly watch me, even if they did laugh and even if they did say no. They're going to start watching me. And they're probably going to come around and say, you know what? I was praying for an answer. This is probably it. Let me try Plexus. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get into some action. I'm going to drop this in the chat. Just a little bit of verbiage for you guys. But if you have not been using the Why Plexus, Why Now events, you guys, you're missing out. This is somebody else that's an expert on the products, talking about the products, telling you the pricing. They're talking about all the things. They're giving pricing information. They're giving out information about the opportunity. They are doing it all in like 20 minutes. Okay. So I encourage you guys all to utilize that. And what we're going to do right now is going to invite. I want you to invite 3 people. Okay. So you're going to write down 3 names, write them down as they pop up in your head. Don't you dare ignore one of those names. Write them down. And I want you to send them an invite. And I'm going to give you 2 scripts that you're welcome to use. One that I actually just use all the time. And another one. Super simple. You guys can leave a voice message or you can send it like this. And I want you guys to message 3 people. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Timer starts now. And if you guys were super prepared and you're already done reaching out to 3, feel free to reach out some more or start doing some birthday messages. All right, time is up. All right, next thing we're gonna do, you guys, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes and we are going to think of 1 to 3 highly influential people, okay? The popular friends. And we're gonna go to their Facebook page. And if you go to their Facebook, you're going to scroll down to where it says friends. I don't know if you can see it. You're going to click on friends. And at the top, you can see suggestions. So these highly influential people, if you click on their friends list and then go to suggestions, it'll tell you some of the people that they're friends with that Facebook suggests as your friend. Okay. And you'll see how many mutual connections you have. I want you to kind of stalk around on these people and see who's got a lot of likes on their profile picture. Who's the kind of person that looks like, oh, yeah, they care about what their profile picture looks like. And, oh, hey, I think I recognize that person. Maybe we went to high school together. I want you to start connecting. I want you to find at least 3 new Facebook friends. This is a very important part of our growth. People who have probably never heard of Plexus before that you're about to connect with, and they're going to hear about Plexus through you for the first time. Okay, so 3 to 5 friends. And again, if you guys run out of time and you're done, or you're done before you run out of time, do some more connecting on Facebook and birthday messages. Okay, friends, we're ready for the next step. So something that I feel like is just something like the vibe I'm feeling from this whole power hour is that people want to be seen, that people want to be known, they want to know that they bring something to the table, that they're valued. So let's do some of that. And I know a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to be mushy and be like, oh, I value you. So you don't have to do it that way. You can just show it by asking questions. Have you ever had someone come to you for advice and you were like honored that they asked you? Right? One of my husband's cousins reached out to me to ask me, and he's the dad, right? He's like, we need help sleep training. Can you help me? Like, oh my goodness, he's not sleeping through the night. And it's like, oh my, you thought of me? Like, that was such a cup filler. So what's some advice that you could use right now? I know a lot of times we throw up posts to ask for advice, engagement posts, but what if you reached out specifically to someone who you think would give you excellent advice in that area? Okay, so here are some things that are popping through my mind right now. We're going to go back to school. What boundaries should I have around electronics for my kids? Because we have been at home for like 2 years since COVID started, and they've been on their electronics a lot, right? So what are some boundaries? How about tips on school lunches? Sweta's on here. Her husband was talking to me and asked what I thought about school lunches, what to pack, right? How about when is bedtime at your house? Like, when do you get these kids down because they are used to staying up late over the summer? Bible studies, like if I'm thinking about doing a Bible study with my team, or I'm thinking about doing a book study, I know that you are great about leading women's studies, or you've done so many of them. Do you have any advice? Or I'm thinking about offering my team. This brings the business into this, okay? And you're reaching to people outside the business. But I'm thinking about offering our team a fitness or nutrition accountability challenge. What workouts do you do? Or do you do macros? Like, what do you do? Do you do intermittent fasting? I'd love to know, because you look awesome, right? You reach out to people and ask them for advice, they feel valued. And guess what? That forms a connection, and they might even ask you about this challenge you're about to do. Okay. So think of some advice that you can ask. And I want you guys to reach out to 1 to 2 people. I'm going to give you 3 minutes for that. Time's up. All right. How's everyone doing? With me? All right. I kind of like to just get it done. Okay. So not a lot of fluff. I'm sorry. All right. Next thing we're going to do, ambassador and customer follow-ups. Okay. So get a piece of paper and a pen. We're going to make a list first before we do these. So I know a lot of times when we do follow-ups, we're like, how are you feeling? Tell me what your favorite thing about the products are. Like, we'll ask so many product questions. So I want to kind of shift that a little bit back to this theme of helping people feel seen and valued. Okay. I want you to write down, I'm just going to give you the categories. You can do this another time, maybe tomorrow when you do your power hour, think of other categories, but I want you to name 1 to 3 people that you think of when I say they eat so healthy. They have all the best recipes. Okay. I want you to write down 1 to 3 people. I'm just going to look to see when people look up at me, and that's when I'll stop. Okay. I'm getting some eye contact. All right. Now I want you to think of 1 to 3 people who are super encouraging, like always making you feel good. Maybe people who are really good at like when they pray, you cry, like those people. Okay. And you guys, this can be on your team as well. All right. This is not just potentials. Think about your own ambassadors, your own customers as well. Okay, and then I'm going to ask for you to make a list of 1 to 3 really, really good parents or teachers that you respect. And the last category is someone who's had amazing results on the products that are not really vocal on your page, but have had awesome results. Okay, what we're going to do with these names are you're going to have your follow-ups where you reach out to these people and you ask them to contribute on your team page. Okay. It can be, if you don't have your own team page, it could be your uplines, like, but you want someone to write a post to add value to the rest of the group. So that healthy recipe friend or the friend who's always eating healthy, you can ask them to share a recipe to add value to the team. The people who are super encouraging, you can ask them to write a little something to motivate people to keep going. Okay. Great parents or teachers. It's tough right now. Everyone's going to go back to school. I know we're excited the kids are going back to school, but it's also kind of tough. So ask them if they have any advice that they can share for parents that are on the page, that are about to send their kids back to school, or some way to encourage kids, you know. And then the friends on the team that have had awesome results. Okay, so have you guys ever seen those shout out lists that our diamonds do where they're like, this is the person who's had the most PV, and this is the person who's had like the most enrollments. And they say something like, comment below and share your tips. How are you so successful? When that happens, I'm always like, oh, wow, okay, right? Like that you want me to share my tips. So those people who have had massive success, maybe they don't share with people. Maybe they don't post anything on their personal wall. They might be willing, because you asked, to share some tips on your page to have other people think, wow, that's how they did that. Oh, they had allergies. They don't have allergies anymore. Yeah. How did you get rid of those? Right. So to ask them to form it in a tip rather than just their testimony might help them feel like they're adding value while also really sharing a little bit of their testimony. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. I know that you have a long list, so let's just do 3 of those right now. Okay. I'll give you guys 5 minutes, and voice messages are awesome for this. So if you haven't done that yet, that's a great way to do it. Okay, there's time. How are we doing, guys? Are you finding value in this? It's just so quiet. Yes, yes, okay. All right, so now I would like to share a stat with you guys. Okay, this is something that I used to do a lot more often. I would ask people for referrals. Okay, I would ask customers for referrals. And I kind of got away from doing that because now I'm more like, if you refer someone, you can get blah, blah, blah from Plexus. Like I kind of see it that way as team building, but I've been forgetting to like ask customers for referrals or even ambassadors who are not willing to really share, or the ones that are really don't want to make an income for some whatever reason. So here's a stat from a sales research thing that I saw. 91% of customers say that they'd be willing to give referrals, but only 11% of salespeople ask for referrals. Okay, so sometimes money mindset stops people from signing up ambassadors under them. Sometimes people let money mindset stop them from sharing with others because they don't want to make money for sharing. What if that wasn't the case? Kind of like what we're about to step into in September. You can get $20 off your next purchase. How about if you guys said, I'll give you a freebie for any referrals, right? I've had people do that, and I've sent out 3-day challenge packs, and it was awesome. And so I'm going to give you some verbiage. Feel free to use it. And let's ask for some referrals. So you might have to hop into your back office to kind of refresh yourself on a list of your successful customers, people who've been consistent, but ask those people if they're willing to share with a friend so that you can send them a freebie. And a great freebie would be like the cleanser, the face wash, so good, right? Or a bag of active, or even hydrate because it's brand new. But the cleanser is super affordable and everyone could use it. Okay, I'm gonna send that. Oops, I'm sending the other half too. 1 second, redo. I had someone ask if I give a freebie just for a name. No, I would actually say for the real referral. Like if they join, I will send you. It's always been a bag of active, a 3-day challenge pack, or a face wash.
Do you end up signing them under that person that sent you the referral, or do you sign them under yourself?
If it is a referral for someone who is not at all interested in Plexus as a business or wanting to make the money, I have sent them a prize instead of, or a gift instead of having them signed up underneath them. So here's an example. I have a neurologist on our team that has been sharing at work. She can't have like her nurse sign up underneath her. It's like against policy and all of that, but she'll send me people and I'm like, all right, would you like active or hydrate? What flavor, right? I mean, I'm happy to hook you up, especially when these people will stick with it. Yeah. That was time. So, this is fun. Okay. We have about 14 minutes left. I would like to go into the back office and do a little work there. So if you guys could go ahead and log into your back office. And I'm going to have you write a few things down. As a practice, we should know where our points are throughout the month. Okay, so if you guys could make it a habit, if you aren't already, to log into your back office every single day, right? Log into your back office. You're going to check your perks report, which is so nice to see who turned off their subscription when they turn it off, right? So do that daily. Another great thing is to write that down if you've got a planner or a calendar, to write down each day, like where your points are at, because that'll help you as you're doing projections in the future to say, whoa, wait a minute, around this time of the month, I'm usually ahead, right? So what's going on? Let me take a look and see when people have moved things out or whatever it might be. Okay, so that's good because they don't show up on the perks report if they adjust their subscription to show up in 2 months or 6 months, right? They don't lose their perks, so they don't pop up there. So it's a good way to kind of monitor that. So we want to know where our points are. So let's do that. Grab your current points, and I want you to write that down next to the date on your calendar or planner. And if anyone has questions, feel free to ask. I'm not always looking at the chat, so feel free to ask. All right. Once you do that, I want you to also now go to see what your total points were for last month. Okay. You're going to write that down. You're also going to write down your projections. You might not have time to do all of that right now, but write that down as the next step. You want to know, you want your goal, right? So if you want to hit the next rank, or if you want to be halfway to the next rank, you write those points down so that you can see the difference. You want to identify your gap. Okay. So whatever that number is, that's how many more people you need this month. Okay. I like to go by the 10% rule. I don't even know where I heard this rule, guys, so it might not even be legit, but it's a fun rule. Okay. 10%. Right. So if you need 10 people to join you this month, that's 100 reach outs, because 10 is 10% of 100. Okay. That does not, your ambassador follow-ups don't count. This is new enrollments. Okay. So that's 10 reach outs. I'm sorry, 100 reach outs to get 10. All right. Now, if you've got a team working with you and you've got a big goal, that includes your team. So get your runners and find out what their goals are and see if that can help you add up to what your goal is and encourage them on that 10% rule. Okay. If you want 10 people to join you this week or every week, if that's your goal, you need like 20, 30 more people. It's 100 reach outs a week. It might sound scary, you guys, but really it's not that bad if you divide that up by 7 days. Okay. Now, how are you going to find that list of 100? Plexus has an amazing resource called The Leads You Didn't Know You Had that will help you brainstorm on that. But does everyone here know how to grab your Facebook friends list and export that? You can go to your Facebook and you can Google this and it'll tell you exactly how to do it. You can export your friends list and then you can like sort it by like oldest friends to new friends, like newest friends. And I bet you that there's a lot of people on Facebook that you have not connected with in a long time. So start making your list. Okay. Another thing that is kind of like homework, you guys, because I want to wrap up and then give you guys a chance to ask questions. But another powerful thing is Facebook groups. Okay. So if you have not figured out a way to join some of your like interest groups on Facebook, know that there's a group for like everything. Okay. There's a group for everything. So if you're a fitness fan, go and join a fitness group. If you are a mom, join a mom's group. If you are like into recipes or air fryers, there's air fryer groups. You guys, there's like all the groups. Okay. So make a list of some things that you're into. Maybe right now, maybe you just got an air fryer. When I just got an air fryer, I was all up in the Facebook group for that. There is an Aldi finds group. There's Aldi recipes. Like if you have a store that you shop at a lot, go join that group and be a contributor. Okay. And what I mean by that is, let's say it's the air fryer group. You find a recipe. It doesn't even have to be your own recipe, you guys. You find a recipe, you make that stuff, you take a picture of it, you post the recipe on this interest group, and anyone that comments or likes, check them out, friend them. Now they're watching you on Facebook. Okay. Michelle, can you wave? This is Michelle Hartman, and I did not know each other a year and a half ago. She was on a mom's group. I needed a lawnmower and my husband told me to post it on Facebook. I'm like, I'm not posting that on Facebook. He's like, can you please find someone with a riding lawnmower? See if you can find someone. I was like, oh, fine. I posted in a mom's group. Michelle Hartman responded almost immediately. I've got a lawnmower. And I was like, oh, hey, honey, there's somebody that has one. Michelle Hartman started poking around on my Facebook page. Michelle Hartman started liking on my post, freaking me out, thinking, who is this chick? What is up? Why does she like my stuff? Ooh. And we ended up being friends. She joined me within like a week of that lawnmower sale. And she went fast start gold. Groups are powerful, you guys. So find ways to make connections outside of your warm market, and groups are a great way to do that. Okay. All right. We have 8 minutes left. Do you guys have any questions? I did so much talking. It would be so cool if somebody would like. What was your favorite part? Or scary?
Yeah, I have a question.
Huh?
And you might just be able to make one up, but when we're asking the people, the referrals, like to send us people, do you give those people a sample message to send out? Because they're not really interested in talking to people, so they don't really have the verbiage. What would you normally have them say?
You can offer that. Okay. You can offer, you can say, hey, do you have any friends? Like your results have been incredible. Do you have any friends that could maybe benefit from Plexus? If they say, yeah, maybe, ask them if they'd be willing to invite them. There's these 20-minute calls.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I would do that. Another way is to invite them to an upcoming event that you guys are hosting, right? Like, okay. You could also ask that person, like, what is it that makes you think they would benefit? Just to get a little insider information, like, oh, she's been struggling with her weight. Or, you know, I've heard you guys post about autoimmune. She's got like 4 of those autoimmune diseases. I think she would be perfect for you. Good question. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. If that is it, I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to post a recording very soon. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm like so happy that so many people showed up. I hope I added value to you, and I want you guys to know that you are equipped. I'm going to send the link to the little video that I tried to show and failed. I'm going to send that link in the comments when I post it. I'm going to post this. I know I'm going to post it in Jessica's page. I don't know where else I'm posting, but I'll find that out, and I'll make sure to also add that little link. Okay. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you.